Good day, everyone. Today, we are honored to present our research on sign language recognition system for SPED students at Sagad High School. I am Jericho Santana, and Baroga Rosan and Salazar Daniela are with me today. So, FSL, it means Filipino Sign Language. So, let's start with the introduction. The use of sign languages is crucial for communication, providing a lifeline for over 70 million deaf individuals worldwide. However, existing communication technologies often overlook the specific needs of sign language users, resulting in communication barriers that hinder their access to education and society. Addressing this processing issue by developing a deep learning based sign language recognition system tailored explicitly for SPED students at Sagad High School by leveraging advanced LSTM and GRU models. The system aims to detect and interpret sign language gestures accurately. Computer vision technology is extensively utilized and has the potential to enhance the social integration and comprehension of the world for individuals with hearing impairment. This research paper presents a collaborative effort between our team and Sagerai School, focusing on the development of the sign language recognition system for SPED students. Using advanced deep learning techniques, the system aims to enhance communication and accessibility for students with hearing or speech impairments, fostering a more inclusive learning environment. Embracing innovative technologies like this holds the key to creating a more equitable and inclusive society by overcoming traditional communication limitations. So next, significance of the study. There are four: SPED students, teachers, school administrators, and future researchers. For SPED students, the result will let the deaf and mute students in Sagad High School express their thoughts to other students that is not familiar with sign languages. Teachers. This study will help educators in communicating with SPED students in Sagaray School. This will allow teachers to educate their students, especially when they are deaf or mute and just getting started learning sign language. The school administrators. The result of this study will serve as their tool in promoting unity as they accept SPED students. So lastly, for the future researchers, this study will be helpful for future researchers who seek to create the same study. The outcome and findings of this research may serve as their guide to improve their study.
Next is the statement of the problem. So the general problem addressed in this research is the communication barrier faced by special education students at Sagad High School. So these students have a different mode of communication, primarily using sign language, which can lead to difficulties in effectively interacting with their peers and teachers who may not be proficient in sign language. So to overcome this challenge, the research team aims to develop an efficient computerized system that can accurately recognize and interpret sign language gestures. So the ultimate goal is to create an effective communication channel that bridges the gap between individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing and those who do not have a knowledge on sign language. Next, please. For the scope and limitation of the study, the development of sign language recognition system for special education students in Sagad High School will include the following. So first, the system is specifically designed to cater exclusively to the communication needs and challenges of deaf-mute individuals at Sagad High School. Next is utilizing pre-processed data. The project will involve training machine learning or deep learning models to effectively recognize and interpret sign language gestures. Next is the main focus of the system is on accurately recognizing and interpreting hand gestures, enabling precise translation of the sign language used by the user. Next is the accessibility and adaptability. The system is designed to be accessible and adaptable to meet the specific needs of individual special education students. It will incorporate features such as adjustable recognition thresholds, personalized dictionaries, and customization options to accommodate variations in sign language, dialects, or styles. Lastly, the primary objective of the system is to translate the sign language demonstrated by the user, enabling effective communication between special education students and individuals who may not be familiar with sign language. For the limitation, the system does not retain or store any previous records of user interactions. While this prioritizes privacy and confidentiality, it also means that there is no historical data available for analysis or personalized user feedback. The system is designed solely for recognizing and translating sign language gestures demonstrated by the user, so it does not serve as a teaching tool to instruct the user on how the sign language or provide guidance for improving signing skills. So the system's current implementation is limited to desktop platforms. It may not be accessible on mobile devices, which could restrict its usage in certain environments. Lastly, for the limitation, the system may encounter challenges in accurately recognizing and interpreting fast sign gestures from the user. So this limitation could affect the overall accuracy and real-time responsiveness of the system for rapid signers.
Concept of the study. The concept of the study tackles the architectural framework that will be helpful to understand the components of the system. So this is a simplified view for the users to be able to understand it well in an easier form. So first we have data collection. Data collection was conducted using PyCharm, capturing sign language gestures and movements through camera to record the signer's actions. Next is data capturing. The collected data, comprising sign language gestures, is recorded using camera to capture the movements made by the signers. Next is upload and training. The gathered data is uploaded to a teachable machine for training. During this phase, the data is pre-processed to prepare it for analysis. Tasks like backgrounds, subtraction, and image segmentation are performed to isolate the hand gestures from the rest of the image. Next is test. Extracted from Extracted features from the pre-processed data are used for gestures classifications into various categories such as individual words or phrases. Next is deploy. The system is deployed for users' interaction. Users can perform sign language gestures they wish to convey. And last is display text. The recognized gestures are then translated into text or speech, enabling users to read or hear the meaning of the sign language message. Next, please. Conceptual operation. So I have here a data flow diagram. Data flow diagram is a graphical representation that depicts the flow of information within a system. Data flow diagrams are useful for analyzing existing systems or creating new system models. It can express information that is difficult to describe in words, making them a valuable tool for various purposes. So the architectural framework and data flow diagram are almost the same, but here in data flow diagram, it's more specific. Like how we have here a classification module like CNN or convolutional neural network. This module translates the gestures into text, allowing users to read the meaning of the sign language message. Next, please. methodology of the study. In this research, we adapt an agile methodology with the plan, design, develop, test, deploy, review, and launch. Stages to ensure the successful deployment and implementation of the sign language recognition system for special education students at Sagad High School. Agile methodology offers a flexible and iterative approach, perfectly suited for projects that require continuous improvement and adaptation to evolving needs. So let's explore how each stage contributes to the overall success of the research. First is plan. During the planning phase, we identify the project's objective, scope, and key stakeholders' requirements. Agile planning allows us to remain adaptable to any changes or new insights that may arise during the project's course. Next is design. In the design phase, we create a detailed blueprint of the sign language recognition system. Agile design enable us to break down complex tasks into smaller, manageable components and make it easier to track progress and identify potential challenges early on. Next is develop. During development, we start building the system, taking an incremental approach. This iterative process allows us to gather feedback from the users and stakeholders early in the development, enabling us to make necessary adjustments and improvements along the way. Next is test. Continuous testing is a fundamental aspect of agile methodology. At each development stage, rigorous testing of the sign language recognition system is carried out to identify and rectify any issues or errors promptly. Next is deploy. Agile deployment emphasizes the importance of delivering functional software as early as possible, allowing real-world users such as SPED students to start benefiting from the system and provide valuable feedback. Next is review. After deployment, we conduct regular reviews and evaluations with users and stakeholders. This review process helps us to gain insights into the system's usability, performance, and overall effectiveness. And lastly is the launch. Finally, after addressing feedback and making necessary improvements, we officially launch the sign language recognition system. Agile methodology ensures that the system is continuously evolving and responsive to user needs even after its initial launch.
Our group proposed a UI of a system which has an admin login before running the system. Upon logging into the system, the user must click the Start button for them to run the system. The user can now use the sign language recognition system and can interact to their peers. Once the user signed a gesture on the camera, the system will recognize it and will display the text at the upper corner of a frame. The proposed system is currently ongoing development and the team is still working on the remaining requirements and business flow. And that's all. Thank you.